There are places on Earth where reality seems to fray at the edges, where the known laws of physics bend and the boundary between science and myth becomes almost meaningless. Skinwalker Ranch, a lonely patch of desert in northern Utah, is one of those places. To the untrained eye, it is just an expanse of rugged mesas, windswept plains, and rocky ridges. But to those who have studied it closely, it is something else entirely, a node, a crossroads, perhaps even a doorway. It is a place where the fingerprints of something far older and far more advanced than humanity itself may still linger a site that, like a cosmic archaeological dig, could hold the remnants of contact with a non-human intelligence. The story begins not with lights in the sky or mutilated cattle, but with something far more subtle, a signal. A recurring, persistent electromagnetic whisper at 1.6 gigahertz, appearing and disappearing without warning, pulsing like a heartbeat buried in the fabric of space around the ranch. This is not a random frequency. It is one used in satellite communications, deep space telemetry, and interplanetary probes, the language of civilizations that reach beyond their home planets. Its presence here, unbidden and unexplained, is the first hint that Skinwalker Ranch is not merely a physical location, but part of a much larger network, a network that may span stars. The deeper the team digs, literally and figuratively, the stranger things become. Beneath the mesa lies a massive dome-like structure, hundreds of feet long, impervious to industrial drill bits, and composed of materials designed to withstand the heat of atmospheric re-entry. If such a structure is terrestrial, then its creators possessed a level of technological sophistication far beyond anything known to have existed in this region. If it is not, then we may be standing above the remains of something far older, a relic from a time when Earth itself was a waypoint for travelers from elsewhere. Further scans reveal something even more enigmatic, a vertical metallic object more than 100 feet tall hidden behind the dome, perfectly aligned with the Earth's magnetic field. Such precision suggests deliberate placement, perhaps, as part of a larger system, an antenna, a beacon, or even a dormant probe. Many ancient astronaut theorists have long speculated that Earth may host countless such devices seeded eons ago by extraterrestrial civilizations to monitor the progress of emerging species. Most would lie dormant, silent watchers buried beneath oceans, mountains, or ice. But under certain conditions, seismic activity, electromagnetic resonance, or artificial stimulation, they might awaken. And awaken perhaps is exactly what is happening. When researchers fire rockets into the sky, the 1.6 gigahertz's signal flares. When they drill into the mesa, their equipment fails. When they broadcast their own version of the signal back into the void, strange lights appear in the heavens. The pattern is too consistent to dismiss as coincidence. It is as if something is watching and responding. In one experiment, a triple-spectrum laser transmitter was used to beam the signal skyward encoded into light across ultraviolet, visible, and infrared bands. A method not unlike the one humanity hopes to use one day to contact civilizations across the galaxy. As the beam pierced the darkness, a series of events unfolded that defy easy explanation. Rockets failed to ignite twice, as if something were actively suppressing them. Then, when one finally launched, a pulsing purple light appeared in the southern field, moving with intent, vanishing before cameras could capture it. Moments later, an unidentified aerial object hovered above a team member, tracking his movements with precision. Such behavior is not typical of natural phenomena. Plasma discharges, atmospheric lensing, ball, lightning, none of these follow humans across fields or appear in synchrony with directed electromagnetic transmissions. This suggests intelligence not necessarily biological, but purposeful. Perhaps these are reconnaissance drones dispatched by an unseen machine buried beneath the mesa. Or perhaps they are projections, manifestations of a technology so advanced that it blurs the line between matter and energy, reality and illusion. The possibility that Skinwalker Ranch is a point of contact is further reinforced by the strange interference experienced by a local radio station. When the 1.6 gigahertz signal was broadcast over its frequency, the station's waveform spiked unpredictably as if interacting with another transmitter. Shortly thereafter, multiple witnesses reported seeing lights in the sky moving in coordinated formation, not unlike the tight formations used by aerial reconnaissance craft. Were these observers seeing mere coincidences? Or were they witnessing the response of a system perhaps orbiting high above Earth that had received and acknowledged the signal? If these lights are indeed vehicles, they may not be ships in the conventional sense. Some physicists now believe that advanced civilizations may use fieldcraft vehicles that do not move through space, but manipulate it, bending space-time around them like ripples on a pond. Such technology would explain the erratic movements, impossible accelerations, and sudden disappearances of many UAPs. It would also explain why these phenomena often appear only when observed, because they may not exist in our reality until interaction occurs. The notion that Earth has been and continues to be under observation is not new. In the mid-20th century, Nobel laureate Enrico Fermi famously asked, "Where is everybody?" The paradox lies in the silence of the cosmos despite the high probability of extraterrestrial life. But perhaps the answer is not silence at all. Perhaps they are here, but not in ways we expect. They would not need to announce themselves with grand landings or interstellar greetings. A few probes hidden within the geology of a remote desert mesa would suffice. A single beacon transmitting a faint but deliberate signal could monitor our species for centuries. If this is true, Skinwalker Ranch might be more than just an observational outpost. It might be a testing ground, a place where stimuli are introduced and reactions measured. Human curiosity itself might be part of the experiment. When the team drills, transmits, or launches, they are not just investigating, they are participating. They are part of a dialogue whose terms they do not yet understand. The physical evidence beneath the mesa further supports this theory. Selenium found in unusual concentrations near the anomalies is a key component in certain optical metamaterial substances capable of bending light and rendering objects invisible. The possibility that the dome structure is cloaked raises profound questions. Is it hiding itself from detection, or is it hiding something else? Perhaps a gateway, a power source, or a data repository left by those who placed it there. Even the biological effects reported by visitors, sudden nausea, headaches, and feelings of dread, may not be incidental. They could be byproducts of advanced field technology, side effects of space-time distortions, or even intentional deterrents designed to keep intruders at bay. In many historical accounts of contact zones, from sacred mountains to ancient temples, similar physical sensations have been described, suggesting that these places too may have been sites of interaction. Some researchers have even proposed a more radical idea that the structure beneath Skinwalker Mesa is not just an artifact, but a machine one that is still functioning. The intense electromagnetic fields, the self-activating signals, the apparent responsiveness to human intervention, all could be signatures of a system still operating, perhaps on autopilot, carrying out tasks set in motion millennia ago. If this is the case, then the Mesa is not a passive repository of alien technology. It is an active participant in a larger process. And humanity stumbling upon it in the 21st century may be little more than an unintended observer interrupting a machine that was never meant to be found. Such an idea might seem fantastical, but it has precedent in both myth and science. Across the globe, ancient texts speak of gods who descended from the sky, built vast structures, and then vanished, leaving their creations behind. The Sumerians spoke of the Anunnaki. The Hopi told stories of the Kachinas. The Dogon of Mali described visitors from the Sirius system who taught them astronomy thousands of years before telescopes existed. These accounts, once dismissed as legends, are increasingly being re-examined through the lens of paleocontact, the theory that extraterrestrial beings visited Earth in antiquity and influenced early civilizations. Could Skinwalker Ranch be one of the places they left their mark? The geological evidence suggests that if such visitors did exist, they were master engineers. The dome beneath the mesa appears not to be a random deposit, but a carefully constructed shell, possibly designed to protect whatever lies beneath it from geological pressure, erosion, or detection. The vertical structure behind it could be a data antenna, a power conduit, or even a stabilizing pillar. And the tunnels, if they exist, could be part of a vast subterranean network extending far beyond the ranch itself. Some believe these tunnels could connect to similar sites across the continent, forming a lattice of hidden infrastructure laid down long before human civilization arose. The smoke experiments provide tantalizing evidence in this direction. The way the smoke is drawn downward, disappearing into unseen chambers, suggests not just voids, but active airflows, perhaps ventilation systems designed to regulate the interior environment of a buried structure. If such a system exists, it could indicate that the technology beneath the mesa is still operational, maintaining its internal conditions even after centuries or millennia of inactivity on the surface. The implications are staggering. It would mean that Earth is not just the home of human civilization, but the host of technologies far beyond our current understanding technologies that may have been functioning here since before our species learned to write. Then there is the question of purpose. Why would an advanced civilization plant such a machine here? Several theories exist. One posits that it is a monitoring station tasked with observing biological and technological development on Earth. Another suggests it could be a beacon, a galactic lighthouse, transmitting our planet's location to distant travelers, or synchronizing with a network of similar stations scattered across the Milky Way. A more speculative theory envisions the mesa as part of a planetary defense grid, a dormant shield designed to activate if certain cosmic conditions are met. Still another proposes that it is a seed node, a terraforming device meant to monitor and, if necessary, manipulate the evolution of Earth's biosphere to ensure it remains compatible with extraterrestrial needs. Whichever theory one prefers, the implications for humanity's place in the cosmos are profound. If Skinwalker Ranch is indeed part of a larger extraterrestrial enterprise, then we are no longer merely inhabitants of Earth. We are participants, perhaps unwitting ones, in a project far older and grander than our species. And if this project is ongoing, then our actions, drilling, transmitting, experimenting, may not be random acts of curiosity, but signals that we are ready for the next phase of contact. The aerial phenomena observed at the ranch further support this possibility. Their behavior, coordinated movement, rapid acceleration, sudden disappearance, suggest propulsion technologies that manipulate space-time itself. Such capabilities are predicted by advanced theories of physics, including those involving warp fields, zero-point energy, and manipulation of the quantum vacuum. If the craft observed above Skinwalker Ranch are indeed vehicles, they represent a level of technological mastery that would allow their creators to travel not just between stars, but potentially between dimensions. And if they are not vehicles but manifestations, projections of energy or information, then they may represent an even more sophisticated approach to exploration, one that bypasses the limitations of matter altogether. Some scientists have proposed that the phenomena at Skinwalker Ranch may not involve extraterrestrial visitors in the conventional sense at all. Instead, they could represent contact with non-human intelligences that exist not in space, but in parallel dimensions, what physicist Michio Kaku calls hyperspace civilizations. Such beings might not travel in ships, but manipulate the fabric of reality itself, slipping between dimensions as easily as humans cross borders. If so, the ranch may be located at a natural or engineered thin place, a region where the barriers between realities are weaker, allowing for easier interaction. This could explain the wide variety of phenomena reported there, from physical craft to disembodied lights to biological effects. They may all be different manifestations of the same underlying multidimensional interaction. Even the involvement of government agencies in the study of the ranch takes on new meaning in this context. For 2 decades, federal programs investigated the site without definitive results, yet they continued to fund research, a sign that they suspected something of great significance lay beneath the surface. Perhaps they too recognized the possibility that this place is more than a curiosity. Perhaps they believed, as some now do, that Skinwalker Ranch could hold the key to understanding humanity's role in a cosmic drama unfolding on scales far beyond our comprehension. Ultimately, the mysteries of the ranch refuse to yield to simple explanations. Every experiment, every drill core, every spectrum analysis, every laser transmission peels back another layer of an enigma that only grows deeper. And yet, amidst the uncertainty, a picture is beginning to emerge. It is a picture of deliberate construction, intelligent response, and purpose beyond our own. It is a picture of a planet that is not isolated but observed, not forgotten but integrated into a broader cosmic design. Perhaps one day the structure beneath the mesa will reveal its secrets. Perhaps the signal will resolve into a message we can finally decode. Perhaps the lights in the sky will descend and speak to us in a language we understand. Or perhaps none of that will happen because it already has. Perhaps the conversation has been ongoing for centuries, and we are only now beginning to realize that we are part of it. The question is not whether we are alone. The question is whether we ever were. Skinwalker Ranch stands as a testament to the possibility that the universe is not silent and that the stars are not as distant as they seem. It is a place where science meets myth, where the ancient and the futuristic intertwine, where the ordinary landscape of Earth may conceal technologies and intentions that stretch across light years. To study it is to confront the humbling realization that we are not the pinnacle of intelligence, but part of a continuum that began long before us and will continue long after we are gone.